All right, today we're going to do something a little different. We're diving into the daily logs of a software studio called Flux Point to figure out what a high-output team actually does all day. Their updates are, well, they're packed with technical jargon, but we're going to translate it all into a clear strategy. Let's get into it.
So you might see an update from them that says something like this, just casually promoting a cron workhorse or building nano machine tiers. If that sounds like a totally foreign language to you, don't worry, you're not alone. We're going to break down exactly what this means, but first, just take a second to appreciate it. This is the raw, unfiltered log of a team moving at an absolutely incredible speed.
So, that's the big question, right? What is really happening behind the curtain? How does a team produce so much, so fast, that their daily notes look like that? Well, in this explainer, we are going to peel back all those layers and turn that technical chaos into a strategy that actually makes a lot of sense.
Let's just put a number to this. 36. On one of these high-output days, the team made 36 individual code commits. Now, for a small studio, that is a staggering amount of work to get done in just 24 hours. It's a constant stream of new features, fixes, and improvements. And check out where all that effort is going. It's not like they're just laser-focused on one single thing. We're seeing 12 commits for a trading app, another 8 for a video game, and 5 more for their core infrastructure. They are pushing forward on multiple fronts, all at the same time. So how in the world do they manage all this without getting completely tangled up?
Well, it turns out there really is a method to the madness. To make sense of it all, we can actually organize their dozens of projects and hundreds of commits into 3 core pillars. And once you see this framework, you'll understand exactly how they build so much, so effectively.
The first pillar is all about automation. They've essentially built what I'm calling an AI brain to help them work smarter, not just harder. This brain is made up of these internal AI assistants. They call them nanomachines. And their job is to handle all the repetitive tasks, freeing up the human developers to focus on the big creative problems.
So what are these nanomachines we've been hearing about? No, they're not tiny physical robots. They're automated software agents. And as you can see, they perform this whole sequence of tasks. They run checks every hour, they gather information from around the web, they engage on social media, find new leads, and even filter out spam. It's basically a custom-built AI workforce that runs 24/7.
Okay, now for the second pillar, the core foundation. Think about it. Before you can build amazing games or powerful apps, you need a rock-solid base to build on. This pillar is all about creating the specialized infrastructure and the custom tools that everything else will depend on later. Now, a huge part of this foundation is creating things called SDKs, or software development kits. And honestly, the best way to think about an SDK is like a specialized Lego set. It gives developers all the pre-made blocks and instructions they need to build something new, like, say, connecting a game to a crypto wallet, without having to invent every single tiny piece from scratch.
And here are their specialized Lego sets in action. You've got materios, which is the core infrastructure. That's kind of like the big green Lego baseplate you built everything on. Then they have these specific SDKs for connecting games to the blockchain, for handling logins from different crypto wallets, and even for managing digital assets like NFTs. Each tool has a very, very specific job.
So why do they need all this custom foundation work in the first place? Well, it's because they aren't building your typical apps. A normal app runs on a central server that a company controls. But the decentralized apps they're building, those run on a distributed network where the users themselves actually control their own assets. That requires a completely different kind of architecture to handle all those complex blockchain interactions, which is exactly what their foundation provides.
And this brings us to our third and final pillar, the user experience. This is the payoff. This is where that powerful automation and that solid foundation all come together to create the apps and games that people actually get to see and use.
Take their Endless Runner game, for example. Yeah, they're adding fun stuff like new obstacles and leaderboards. But the really key update here is that mobile wallet integration. And that feature, it's only possible because of that foundational SDK they built back in Pillar 2, which lets the game talk to the blockchain. See how it all connects?
It's the exact same story with their trading app, Adam.Ak. They're pushing out these major redesigns, syncing features across phones and desktops, and again, all of these complex user-facing features are built on top of and accelerated by all the hard work they put into those first 2 pillars.
So we have the 3 pillars, right? AI automation, a solid foundation, and the user experience. But there is one more piece to this puzzle, a really strange recurring detail in their updates that I think reveals the true secret to their speed.
Almost every single daily report
has this exact phrase, 0 PRs merged. Now, a PR, or a pull request, is a standard safety check in the software world. It's where your teammates formally review your code before it gets approved. So, what does it mean to have 0 of them?
I mean, on the surface, that could look like total chaos, right? Is nobody reviewing anything? But what if it's the exact opposite? What if it's actually a sign of a development culture that's built on an incredible level of trust and individual ownership? And the answer is, it's trust. The 0 PR philosophy isn't a lack of standards. It's a culture of high autonomy. Each developer is trusted as a responsible owner of their work, which allows them to commit their changes directly. This just completely removes a major bottleneck and enables that incredible speed we saw earlier.
So, there you have it. The secret to this high-output studio isn't just one thing. It's this powerful combination. You've got the intelligent automation making work easier, a solid foundation to build upon, and tangible products for users. And all of it is supercharged by a culture that prioritizes speed, autonomy, and extreme trust.
This model is clearly effective for them, but it does leave us with a pretty critical question to think about. In an industry that is so obsessed with moving fast and breaking things, what are the potential trade-offs of a system that's built on such extreme trust? In other words, what is the true price of all that speed?